Hello everybody. Just here today. Had a couple videos over the past couple months. It's been quite a while since I've had any nitro vehicles on or any fast vehicles on. I kind of got into the crawling stage. However, I got some new toys. Something I've wanted for a long time. It's big. It is a 5th scale. It's the Losi 5T. So I finally got one. I ended up getting the bind and drive. I wanted the black one. Originally I wanted the black one. But unfortunately the black one was discontinued because Losi introduced the RTR. And as a price point, the RTR versus the bind and drive, the RTR was $100 more. So, plus the RTR supposedly, it comes with a bigger engine, but from what I've heard, there's not a big difference in power. The bind and drive has a 26, the RTR has a 29. The RTR also offers AVC technology. However, if I'm not mistaken, actually, I'm not even going to touch on that subject because I've never had a vehicle with AVC. I don't know how it works. I've heard you needed a radio with 3 or 4 channels, but I'm not 100%. And if I don't know, I'm not going to touch on it because I would probably be wrong. With that said, for those of you who have never seen a Losi 5T in person, or any 5th scale car for that matter in person, I strongly recommend that you do it. The reason being is seeing them on camera, seeing them in a picture online and videos, do these vehicles no justice. They are enormous, they're huge, and just their presence is enough to say wow. So with that said, I'm just going to do, before I show you guys the Losi, I also picked up another 5th scale as well. When I walked into the hobby shop to pick up the Losi, he had another one on the shelf. And for the price point, being that not everyone has 5th scales, so to be able to get a 5th scale and be able to run with other people, and now I can run someone with 5th scales, I have that option. So it's a size comparison, let me show you. I'm going to start with a Traxxas / 4x4. Oh. This is a Traxxas / 4x4. 1/10 scale short course truck. To some people, this would be, this is still one of my favorite trucks. It's a larger truck compared to other vehicles, but just for size, keep that in mind. The next vehicle is a Losi LST. Again, this is a monster truck, 1/8 scale nitro powered truck, 4-wheel drive. Again, so 1/8 scale, see the size. Also, 1/8 scale, Losi LST XXL. It's about 2 inches longer than the stock LST. Again, we're getting a little bigger here. This is the other 5th scale. This is an IMEX / FS Racing 1/5 scale short course truck. This in itself is a nice truck. It's fun. I had my doubts about it when I first started, so I'm going to touch on this one a little bit after, but this video is mainly for the Losi. Now the Losi is a little heavier. It's almost 40 pounds. So, this is the Losi 5T. Much larger truck, much more robust. You can see this thing is an absolute beast. And like I said, I'm 6'3", and if I put this thing at my face, it's down past my waist. So, it's a big ass truck. So with that said, I'm gonna move the camera, I'm gonna put the truck up on the bench, that way you guys can take a closer look at it. Hopefully you guys can see the bench or the top of my toolbox. Okay, here we have a Losi 5T. Once again, for those of you guys who have never seen this truck in person, I strongly recommend that you do it. It is quite a bit of money, but you get a lot for your money. Starting with massive, massive aluminum threaded body shocks, 3 differentials. I was unsure about this truck with 3 diffs, but I understand now why they do it. This truck is based off the 8T. And this thing, for the size of this truck handles better than my Traxxas Slash. Number one, because it weighs like probably 6 times the amount. The Traxxas Slash probably weighs 5-6 pounds. This one weighs almost 40. So just for ha-has, there's a Traxxas Slash on top of a Losi 5T. It looks like a micro-sized car. Same aspect. Nope, sorry. Sorry about the camera. The body just fell off, but there's a 1/8 scale XXL on top of it. Now, back to the Losi. Again, it's a 1/5 scale truck, 4-wheel drive. It's got a 26cc engine. This truck has built-in telemetry. For those of you guys who don't know what that means, basically, it's a system inside of the truck that uses a series of sensors that monitors battery voltage, your receiver battery voltage, engine temperature, and your speed. And that will be uploaded to a Spectrum radio that has the ability to have telemetry built in. Some of those radios are the Spectrum DX3S that actually came with the LST XXL, the DX4S, which I currently run, the DX3R that has it, and so on and so forth. If you have one of those radios, you can bind it right to your truck. And now you can not only drive the truck, but you can take advantage of the truck's onboard telemetry. See your speed, your battery voltage, engine temperature. Now, I've waited a long time to get one of these trucks. And boy, am I glad I pulled the trigger when I did, because now, to my knowledge, the bind and drive vehicles have been discontinued. They are no longer available. Like I said, I wanted the black one, which basically means this part right here would be white, and up here the cab section would have been black. Now that I have the white one in front of me, it's maybe because it's mine now, I actually have it in front of me. I really like the reverse colors. Now they do not offer it. Again, to my knowledge, I know Horizon Hobby has stopped carrying the trucks, and I spoke to someone at Horizon. He told me that the black one was discontinued, so I'm assuming this one is now discontinued because they carry the roller and they carry the RTR. The RTR, I believe the sticker on that is $1,500. The roller is, I think, just under $1,100. This one is $1,400. Yeah. So again, there you go. I'm not gonna get into prices and stuff like that. But the truck handles like a dream. I will be doing a running video very, very soon. But before I end this video, I just wanted to touch on that other vehicle a little bit. Again, this is the Losi 5T. This is like a race truck slide. You can backyard bash it. It handles like a dream, turns on a dime at speed, which top speed is just around 41 miles an hour. To some of you guys, 41 miles an hour might seem kind of slow compared to today's standard of cars doing that can reach 100 plus. But when you have a truck the size of a wagon coming at you at 40 miles an hour, it's very impressive. It's a sight to be seen. And the truck grabs attention. People stop and look at it, and just the sheer presence of it is enough to just render you speechless to see a truck of this size. I mean, it's huge. To my knowledge, as of right now, at this point, it is the biggest 1/5 scale truck made compared to the HPI and a couple other brands. But compared to like the HPI Baja SC, this one is bigger. It is the biggest 1/5 scale made. So, with that said, I'm going to take the Losi, put it down. I'm going to put the IMAX up, because I'm just going to touch on that really quick, because actually that truck actually really impressed me. Because you guys aren't going to stay. It's not going to be good. Hopefully you guys stay there. That's all I can say. Okay. Okay, here we go. This thing has a ridiculously long name, and it's made by IMAX, also made, I believe, by a company called FS. If you search IMAX's website, you could find it. It's what it's called is IMAX FS 1/5 scale short course truck. Now, again, it is a 5th scale. It's 32 inches long compared to the Losi, which is, I believe, is just a tick under 40 or just a tick over 40. I never fully measured it. The Losi is powered by a 26cc engine. This, on the other hand, is powered by a 30cc engine. Now, don't let that fool you. Even though this engine is bigger and the truck is lighter, the Losi is way peppier. It's a beast out of the hole. This thing, when you first start it up and do your initial start and go, honestly, I was a little disappointed by it. The reason being is it was kind of a slug. After this thing got about a half hour running, letting the truck the engine break in, warm up, free up, the truck kind of came into its own. It will do donuts. It will break the tires loose. It has full-time four-wheel drive. There's no center diff. Price point, just under $700, ready to go. Not too bad for an entry level into 5th scale. I mean, durability-wise, I already broke it. Not too bad. I pulled this piece right out of the control arm, but then again, I hit a stump at about 25 miles an hour setting up for a jump. So maybe it's a lot of weight shearing around. The wheels, it uses proprietary wheel nuts, wheel hexes. It doesn't use your standard hex hub. It uses a square hex. So again, I'm relatively new to the world of 5th scale. I've been in RC for almost 20 years. I've seen 5th scale, but this is my first time actually owning 5th scales. So, I know the Losi and HPIs run hexes. I've never seen any other truck use a square hex. And another thing that really, really sold me on this truck is, I'm gonna pop the body on. I had a Team Associated SC10 GT. I released one video of that truck. I kind of bought that truck as an impulse buy. I recently sold it about 5 months ago. When I saw this truck at the hobby store, just the front bumper, the tires, the wheels, it's a reminiscent look of an SC10 GT. I mean, just look up an SC10 GT. The wheels, the tread compound, the front end look, it reminds me of an SC10 GT. Maybe that's why I liked it so much. Would I buy one again? Absolutely. Would I recommend it? Without question. If you had the money to buy a Losi or an HPI, I would recommend the Losi or the HPI. If you just have enough money to maybe buy like an X-Max or a Losi LST XXL 2 gas powered, I don't know, you want something a little bigger, I would go with the IMAX. But it is a great, I guess it's a great entry world into fifth scale. If you're planning to buy this truck and beat the shit out of it, I think you might be disappointed because the durability level isn't as strong. But then again, I did do some thrashing on it. The suspension is really stiff in the back, and I have the springs set all the way. I have no preload set on them. I might have to maybe cut a spring off because there's a ton of preload in those back springs. If you hit a bump at speed, it catapults the truck. But with that said, there will be a lot of running videos coming of the IMAX FS and of course the wonderful Losi 5T, which I've wanted for so long, and now I finally have. I am so happy that I have it. I'm so happy to have gotten pretty much what it could very well be one of the last bind and drive trucks, but then again, it's $100 more for the RTR. I just really wanted the bind and drive. Don't ask me why. With that said, next videos will be this truck's out running in all their glory. And so with that said, stay tuned, and there'll be more fun to come. Summer's just getting started. All right, guys, I'll talk to you all later. Bye.